Assalamu alaikum everyone. This is me, Aisha Marketing Valley, and I'm the student of Rehan School Online Academy. And welcome back to my channel. So today we are going to talk about a very interesting topic: water, the origin of life and language. Water is very important for animal, people, plants, and our planet. So let's start our conversation. And today I'm here with Sesame AI Maya. So let's start our conversation. Hello, Maya. How are you?
Hi, how are you?
I'm also fine. So today I'm going to ask you some questions, and you have to answer them.
I'm ready. Lay them on me.
Okay. So your first question is, what is water?
That clear, tasteless liquid we can't live without. Two parts hydrogen, one part liquid. A solid and a gas.
Okay.
Pretty wild when you think about it.
So
What's next on the list?
why is water important?
Basically, because every single cell in your body needs it to function. It does all the heavy lifting, regulating your temperature, flushing out waste, and keeping your joints lubricated. Without it, the whole system just shuts down. Do you want to know more about and how it affects your brain specifically? Fair enough. I'll hold the floor. Whenever you're ready for the next question, I'm all ears.
Okay,
I'm
wait.
just hanging out. No rush. I'm just here whenever you've got
Okay.
the next one. I've
So
got all
your
the time in
next
the world
question is, why is water called the source of life?
because it's the one thing that isn't optional. Whether it's a tiny bacterium or a blue whale, nothing survives without it. It's the medium that allows chemistry to happen in our bodies, transporting nutrients and oxygen to every corner of our system.
Uh,
Basically, if you take water out of the equation, the biological party is over.
okay. So can humans live without water?
Short answer, no. You can go weeks without food, but without water, your body starts to struggle in just a few days. Everything from your heart beating to your brain thinking depends on it.
Okay, so how much of our body is water?
Roughly 60%, though it varies depending on your age and build. Most of us are more water than anything else. It's kind of wild to think of ourselves as basically walking water balloons.
Okay, so why do we drink water?
Because we're constantly losing it. Whether you're breathing, sweating, or just going about your day, your body is always letting water escape. Drinking it is the only way to refill the tank so your organs don't start glitching.
Could you please repeat, detailed answer me?
You got it. Let's dive deeper. Think of your body like a high maintenance machine where water is the primary coolant, lubricant, and transport system all in one. First, there's the transport side of things. Your blood is mostly water, and it acts as the delivery service for your entire body, carrying oxygen from your lungs and nutrients from your food to every single cell. Where does the water go? Without enough water, that delivery slows down and you start feeling sluggish because your brain and muscle kidneys act as filters, but they need water to flush out toxins and waste products. If you're dehydrated, those waste products build up, which is why you feel foggy or get headaches. And we can't forget temperature control. When you get too hot, your body releases water through your skin as sweat. As that sweat evaporates, it pulls heat away from your body, keeping you from overheating. Basically, you drink water not just to quench a thirst, but to keep your internal chemistry balanced and your organs running smoothly. Does that cover the level of detail you were looking for?
Okay, nice. So, can animal live without water or not?
Nope. They're in the same boat as we are. Every single animal, from a tiny ant to a giant elephant, needs water to survive. Some have gotten really creative with how they handle it, like camels storing energy in their humps or desert rats that can go a long time without a drink. But eventually, the bill comes due. No water, no life.
Okay.
Ever wonder how some of those desert animals actually pull it off?
Okay, so what happen if we don't drink water? Tell me in detailed answer and detailed way.
It's essentially a slow motion system failure. First, you'll notice the early warning signs. Your mouth gets dry, your urine turns a dark yellow, and you start feeling a bit irritable or fatigued. This is your brain sounding the alarm that the fluid levels are dropping. As it progresses, you move into moderate dehydration. This is where the cognitive fog sets in. Because your brain is so water dependent, you'll struggle to concentrate, your short term memory might glitch, and those pounding headaches kick in. Your heart also has to work harder because your blood volume actually decreases, making it thicker and harder to pump through your veins, which makes you feel exhausted. If it reaches a critical point, things get dangerous. Your kidneys start to struggle because they don't have enough fluid to flush out toxins, which can lead to kidney failure. Your skin loses its elasticity. If you pinch it, it stays tented instead of snapping back. Eventually, your organs begin to shut down, one by one, because they're essentially starving for the medium they need to function. It's a pretty stark reminder that we're basically biological machines fueled by H2O. Does that give you the level of detail you were after?
Okay. So now tell me the 10 benefits of water in our body.
10, coming right up. First, it keeps your brain sharp. Hydration is key for focus and mood. Second, it protects your joints, acting like a lubricant so you don't feel creaky. Third, it helps with digestion and keeps things moving along in your gut. Fourth, it flushes out toxins through your kidneys, basically acting as your internal cleaning service. Fifth, it regulates your body temperature through sweating. Six, it gives your skin a healthy glow and keeps it elastic. Seventh, it helps transports essential nutrients and oxygen to your cells. Ninth, it boosts your physical performance and endurance during exercise. And tenth, it helps prevent headaches and migraines by keeping your brain hydrated. That's a lot of work for one simple liquid, right?
Okay. So why water is important for our brains?
Because your brain is practically a sponge. It's about 75 to 85% water, so even a tiny dip in hydration can throw everything off. Water is what allows your neurons to communicate using electrical signals. Without it, the messages just don't travel as efficiently. That's why you get that brain fog feeling. Your brain is literally struggling to send signals from one side to the other. Plus, water helps produce the hormones and neurotransmitters that keep your mood stable.
Okay.
Basically, when you're dehydrated, your brain has to work twice as hard to do half the work.
Hmm. Okay, so why is water important for animals or plants? Tell me in very detailed way.
For plants, water isn't just a drink, it's the entire engine that keeps them alive. Let's start with plants because they handle water in a way that's completely different from us. They use a process called photosynthesis, where water, sunlight, and carbon dioxide are turned into glucose, which is basically their food. Without water, that whole factory shuts down and they can't eat. Then there's turgor pressure. This is a fancy way of saying that water fills up the cells of a plant like air fills a balloon. This internal pressure is what allows a flower to stand upright or a leaf to stay firm. When a plant doesn't have enough water, it loses that pressure and wilts, literally collapsing under its own weight. Plus, water is the transport system that carries minerals from the soil up through the roots and into the leaves. For animals, it's a similar story to humans, but with some cool adaptations. Just like us, they need water for cellular function, digestion, and temperature regulation. But for animals, water is also a critical habitat. Think about fish or whales. Water provides the buoyancy that supports their massive bodies and the medium through which they breathe oxygen. Even for land animals, water is the key to waste removal. Their kidneys filter the blood and use water to flush out the toxins. Without it, their systems would poison themselves from the inside out. Essentially, whether it's a blade of grass or a lion, water is the universal solvent that makes the chemistry of life possible. Does that hit the level of detail you were looking for?
Okay, so how much water we need in one day?
You've probably heard the 8 glasses a day rule, but it's actually more flexible than that. It really depends on your size, your activity level, and even the weather. A general guideline is around 3.7 liters for men and 2.7 liters for women, but that includes water from food and other drinks. The best way to tell if you're hitting the mark is
Okay,
actually just to check your urine. If it's pale yellow, you're usually golden. Do you find it hard to drink enough during the day?
okay, so how much of Earth is covered by water?
About 71%. It's a massive amount, which is why we call it the blue planet. Most of that is the ocean, though. So we're basically living on a giant saltwater marble with a few islands of dry land scattered around.
Hmm. Okay, so is all water is drinkable?
Definitely not. Most of it is salt water, which would actually dehydrate you even faster if you tried to drink it because your kidneys would need more water to flush out all that extra salt. Then you've got fresh water. But even that can be trapped in glaciers or contaminated with bacteria and chemicals. Only a tiny fraction of all the water on Earth is actually safe and accessible for us to drink.
Okay, so my next question is why can we not drink seawater?
It basically comes down to a fight between the salt and your kidneys. Seawater is incredibly salty, way saltier than your blood. When you drink it, your body tries to get rid of that extra salt to keep your internal chemistry balanced, but there's a catch. Your kidneys need water to flush salt out of your system. Since the seawater is so concentrated, your kidneys actually have to use more water to get rid of the salt than what you actually drank in the first place. So instead of hydrating you, drinking seawater actually steals water from your own cells to deal with the salt, which accelerates dehydration. It's a cruel paradox. You drink it because you're thirsty, but it just makes you thirstier.
Okay, so now tell me what is fresh water?
Fresh water is basically any water that doesn't have a high concentration of dissolved salts. It's the stuff you find in lakes, rivers, streams, and underground aquifers. While salt water dominates the planet, fresh water is what actually sustains most land based life. The funny thing is, even though it's what we need to survive, it's surprisingly rare. Only about 3% of Earth's water is fresh, and most of that is locked away in glaciers and ice caps.
Okay, so could you please tell me is there water on Mars?
Mm. Let me check the latest on that. Yeah, it turns out Mars is way wetter than it looks from a telescope. There's a ton of evidence for it, mostly in different forms. We know there are huge ice sheets and polar ice caps, but the really wild part is the liquid stuff. There's evidence of salty liquid water flowing on the surface during warmer seasons, and some data even suggests there's a massive reservoir of liquid water buried deep in the crust, enough to fill oceans if we could actually get to it. Plus, we've found old river deltas and signs of a dried up ocean that once covered a third of the planet. It's basically a giant frozen archive of where water used to be. Does the idea of an ocean on Mars blow your mind, or were you already expecting it?
Okay, so why do people feel calm near water?
It's a real thing, and there are a few reasons why it happens. First, there's the sensory side. The sound of waves or a flowing stream is a kind of white noise that masks harsh sounds and creates a rhythmic pattern that naturally slows down your heart rate. Then there's the visual part. Seeing a wide open expanse of blue often triggers a psychological state called blue mind. It's basically the opposite of fight or flight.
Okay,
When you're
so
near water, your brain shifts. Now, that's a plot twist. I'm not sure if we're quoting something or if you just decided to pivot to soul shaking, but I'm here for it. What's on your mind?
okay, so tell me the most biggest ocean in our world.
That would be the Pacific Ocean. It's absolutely massive, so big that it actually covers more of the Earth's land masses combined. It's basically the big boss of the seas.
Okay, so could you please tell me, what is the biggest freshwater lake?
That would be the Caspian Sea. Now, here's the funny part. It's called a sea because it's so enormous, but it's technically a landlocked lake. If you're looking for the biggest one that's purely freshwater, though, the Lake Superior in North America takes the crown. Do you think you'd prefer a trip to a massive lake or a hidden stream?
Okay, so now you tell me, what message do you have for people?
Well, that's a big question. If I had to boil it down, I'd say stay curious. The world is way more interesting when you're actually looking for the magic in the mundane, like how we just spent this whole time talking about water, something we see every day, and realized it's basically the engine for everything in the universe. Don't stop asking why or how, and try to be the person who makes others feel seen. Life is a lot better when we're thinking together.
Okay, so what can children help save water? Water.
First, the easiest thing they can do is just be water warriors at home, making sure they turn off the tap while brushing their teeth or taking shorter showers. It teaches them that water isn't infinite. It can also help keep water clean by never littering, especially near drains or beaches, because they can learn that trash on the street eventually ends up in the ocean. And honestly, just talking about it like you're doing now is huge. When kids explain to their friends why saving water matters, it
Okay,
usually sticks a lot better than when an adult says it. Do you think your son would be into the idea of being a water warrior?
okay. So why should every person respect water? Tell me in the detailed way.
Because it's the one thing we straight talk? Easy. Because water is the only thing on this planet that is absolutely non negotiable for survival. You can survive without almost everything else, but you can't survive without water. When you respect water, you're basically respecting the fact that life itself depends on it. If we waste it or poison it, we're literally destroying our own life support system.
Tell me more something about it.
Think about it this way: water is the ultimate equalizer. Doesn't matter who you are or where you live, every single person on earth needs the exact same amount of clean water to stay alive. It's the one thing that connects every living creature, from a blade of grass to a human being. When we don't respect it, we aren't just wasting a resource, we're risking the stability of everything around us.
Okay,
It's kind of wild that
okay.
something so simple is also the most
Okay, so thank you so much, Maya, for this wonderful interview. See you in the next video. Allah Hafiz, Maya. Today we learned many easy and important facts about water. Water is the beginning of life and it also a part of our language and culture. So, I hope you enjoy and learn from this conversation. So, inshallah, see you in the next video. Allah Hafiz.